Episode 338, Spain's AI hate speech tool.
The primitive forms of artificial intelligence we already have proved very useful.
AI is a golden opportunity.
How do we ensure that this technology is regulated?
The long arc of technological history is now in an extraordinary new phase.
The AI 6 podcast with Joanne Sweeney.
Spain has become the first European country to use government-run AI to publicly rank social media platforms on hate speech. The results will go public every 6 months, and every platform will be scored and compared. Hello, and you're very welcome back to AI 6. 6 minutes, one topic, and everything you need to stay ahead on AI. I'm Joanne Sweeney. So earlier this month, Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez stood at Madrid's first international forum against hate and announced the launch of HODIO. That's a Spanish acronym for Huella de Odio y la Polarización. Excuse my pronunciation. Which translates as footprint of hatred and polarization. The system will analyse large volumes of publicly available activity across social networks, measuring the intensity, reach and spread of hate speech over time, every 6 months. HODIO produces a public report ranking platforms by how much hate content they allow to circulate. Meta, X, TikTok all scored and compared together and publicly. The Spanish Observatory on Racism and Xenophobia, known as OBERAX, sits under the Ministry of Inclusion and will run the tool. Sánchez compared the idea to measuring a carbon footprint. He says, when something is measured, it ceases to be invisible. He also explained why Spain is doing this now. Hate crimes have risen 41% over the last decade, citing Spain's Interior Ministry trends, and in his view, social media platforms are structurally incentivizing that hate, not just hosting it. And I guess the significance of the tool HODIO is that it goes beyond tracking what gets posted. It evaluates the role of algorithms in amplifying polarizing content. Governments have spent years asking platforms to remove harmful posts. And Spain is now asking a harder question. Show me how your algorithm spreads hate. As we know, algorithms are designed to maximize engagement, and engagement is frequently driven by outrage and division. In fact, some social media users actually use hate-driven speech to maximize engagement. Unfortunately, it's a tactic that works. So Spain is using AI to interrogate that dynamic at scale. It's using the same kind of data analysis that platforms use to optimize content, turn back on the platform themselves. HODIO is not fully automated. Mobile World Live reports it will combine AI-powered quantitative analysis with human review to identify violent or degrading speech. The human review layer is important. As you'll know from this podcast, AI with a human in the loop is how these systems should be built, especially when the outputs carry regulatory consequences. Pedro Sánchez has said the system will use recognised academic criteria. Legal experts and digital rights specialists have flagged that HODIO is designed to measure polarisation, which is a much broader and legally harder to define category than criminal hate speech. What counts as polarising in one context can be legitimate political debate in another. The European Commission has also weighed in, warning Spain not to go beyond the framework set by the Digital Services Act. Spain has been in the news a lot recently, and they have a broad digital strategy. In February, they announced their plans to ban social media access for children under 16, requiring platforms to implement age verification. The government has also asked Spain's public prosecutor to investigate X, Meta and TikTok for possible offences related to AI-generated child sexual abuse material. Spain is positioning itself as a European leader in digital governance, and HODIO is the data infrastructure underpinning that ambition. The rankings it produces will create reputational pressure on platforms, And over time, they will build the evidence base for harder enforcement. Governments can use AI to help solve some problems created by AI and algorithms. So I think this is a very interesting and innovative approach by Spain, but let's see how its results play out and if it will have any meaningful impact on protecting users against hate speech while at the same time protecting free speech. That's it for today's show. If you're ready to turn these insights into skills, here's how I can help. Get your copy of my book, AI Playbook, on Amazon. It's the perfect companion to the show. For weekly AI strategies, subscribe to my newsletter, Human in the Loop, on LinkedIn. Or if you want to take the next big step, you can take our CPD accredited professional diploma in AI. Maybe you need something more tailored for your organization. You can book a call in my calendar at digitaltraining.ie. Or if you work in government or public sector, go over to publicsectormarketingpros.com. If you found this episode useful, please share it with a pro that you know. And I'd love to read your comments on Spotify. And if you can, take a second to like, rate, or subscribe wherever you listen. It really helps the show. This is AI6. I'll talk to you on the next episode.